So today I decided to do a quick update on my notebooks. I also want to discuss last week's subject, which was the perfect system for my to-do lists. And I think I'm very close to the perfect system, so I really wanted to talk about that as well. And also I want to discuss my system for next year, which is really exciting because this whole experiment and this whole journey was basically to reach that point where I know exactly what I want in terms of planning and journaling, and to finally reach the point where I have one system for everything, and hopefully just incorporate a few different notebooks in one, because I think that's the goal for many people, to have one notebook for everything. I don't know why it's so difficult to do, but and it took me basically 2 years. Okay, maybe 1.5 years, I don't know. So it took a long time and a lot of experimentation just to reach this point where I can finally safely say that I can use one notebook for my planning, my task lists, and my journaling. Which basically means that instead of using like 2 or 3 different notebooks, I'll be using just the one for next year. But again, that doesn't mean that I will only be using one, because there will always be the extra ones for different things like study notes, and I will never give up the field notes, of course. It's a very different vibe. So yeah, I really wanted to talk about everything and just cover this, hopefully in a very short video, because I don't want to do these long videos. So yeah, hopefully I can keep this short and explain everything and talk about all of the things that I want to talk about. So yeah, for now, I want to start with field notes. So field notes for me, because it has a very specific use, I don't think I will ever eliminate it or incorporate it in any other system, because it's just so unique, and I will not be abandoning this, that's for sure. I think the most important use that I have for the field notes is sketching out ideas. I don't know what it is about it. Maybe it's the small pages or the bigger grid perhaps, but it's just so much easier for me to just quickly grab this and sketch out my ideas for products or for planning systems or anything like that. Also, the fact that I can write different subjects in the same notebook, I think that's really important to me. It's sort of more like a casual notebook. There's no pressure for this to be something specific. I love that I can just write random things in here. And if there's something more important that I need to just transfer somewhere else, that's fine. I don't mind that. And it's just my go-to, basically. As soon as I have an idea, I need to grab something and quickly jot it down, because I will forget if I don't do that. And I feel that I can't do that in my other notebooks right now. The way that they are set up doesn't really accommodate for that. And I guess I could incorporate that in my new system, but it just doesn't feel right. I really want to keep the field notes for that. So yeah, so far it's been working for me so well. And I love using my stickers in this as well. They're so functional. I use the bullet points for categorizing the different subjects, and also for the to-do lists here. I just find it really satisfying to look at, and I really love this organizing system where you put the bullet points to quickly indicate which subject this is instead of writing a title. I just think it looks so much better. And yeah, I really can't wait to work on this more. And also I do have some new ideas for stickers that I'll be working on probably next weekend. But yeah, I think it's safe to say that my field notes are not going anywhere. I will not be incorporating this system anywhere else. This is something unique, and it works so well that I don't want to change it. Like, if it works well, why go the extra mile to change the system, right? So I'm just gonna be keeping this as is. And also I love the fact that I can create like a collection of these small notebooks. I think it's just so satisfying to do like big collections of notebooks. So yeah, field notes are definitely staying in my collection, and they have a very special place in my heart and my life. So yeah, they will not be going anywhere. Next one is this small notebook that has been very controversial for me because so far I haven't managed to make it work somehow. I really hate that I have so many random pages here because I just wish I knew what I wanted to use this for from the beginning so I can have it more consistent, but that's fine. I can just start fresh, create a new key. And basically what I've decided to use this for is for study notes. So I think I've talked about this before. I want to start studying some subjects like math, physics, perhaps biology as well. Just, I don't have specific learning goals. I just want to gain some general knowledge on all of this because I feel that I've been lacking in that area, in the STEM fields in general. So I've decided that I'll be taking notes in this one. And the reason I chose this one, other than the fact that it was kind of neglected and abandoned at some point, I want to use it specifically because of the small pages. So I think it would be much less pressure for me to study or do more notes if it's like a small page. So if I sit for 20 minutes, I know I can fill up a page easily with my notes, and I won't feel the pressure to keep writing or finish the page. I don't know what it is about taking notes. I feel that if I start a page, I need to finish it. I don't know, it just feels more satisfying. So I think this one will be perfect for that. And I'm really glad to finally have a use for it. So yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say about this. I'm just really sad that it didn't work out the way that I wanted it to begin with, because it's so cute and adorable, and it's like a miniature of my journal. So I don't know, I just wish I had figured it out from the beginning. It's just such a shame. Can't wait to start using it. So next one is my planner. Last week I was very happy to use my planner kit, and I thought this one was the best one so far. I really love the colors, very sort of summery. So this was a lot of fun to use. But for this week, I don't know what got into me. I didn't want to use anything. Sometimes I just like this sort of minimal look. And also I think I didn't even have time to decorate or anything like that. So yeah, for this week I just kept it plain and minimal. But for next week, for sure, I'll be using a planner kit because it just makes it look so much nicer. It's so exciting to open it up and see a nice setup. And the bullet points specifically provide such a nice structure for my to-do list. So yeah, I'll definitely be doing a planner kit for next week. I haven't decided which one yet, but I'll be going through all of them and decide which one I want. So these are the options for the planner kits. And I'm sort of leaning towards this one, but I'm not sure. Let me know what you think down below. Which one should I be using for this week, for next week? I could use this one as well again. I'm not sure. I think I might be going for this one. Not sure. Let me know what you think. So far it's been working quite well in combination with the task system that I have developed, because my goal was to have very few tasks in the day. So the weeks is actually perfect for this because it has enough space only for a few tasks. So it sort of creates this structure and doesn't allow me to put too many things in my to-do list and then not manage to do any of it. So yeah, I think so far the weeks has been working very well. But I did feel that I needed to try the Hobonichi Cousin setup, which is basically an A5 and has a lot more space for tasks. And that's why I decided to give it a try in this memo notebook. So I created this layout, which is very similar to the Hobonichi Cousin, and it gives me a lot more space to write all of the tasks of the day, or just to write what I'm doing, like in the morning and the afternoon. So it's also for keeping track of what's going on in the day, which I think will be very useful for me. And that's something that I've been missing from the weeks, because there's simply not enough space there to write anything else or to track what's going on in the day. And also, I really like that there's extra space here for, I guess, extra to-do lists or to write my overviews. I usually do this. I write a list of the things that I want to do in general, just to have the bigger picture of my direction and my projects and all of that. So this is going to be very useful for me. And this is for next week. I just realized that I did the date wrong, so I'll have to fix that. But yeah, I'll be starting this next week, and I think it's gonna really help me to sort of get an understanding of where my time goes, keep track of everything that happens during the day, and sort of try to control that a bit more and schedule a bit more, and definitely be way more conscious about what I do in the day. So yeah, I really can't wait to give this a try for next week. I think it's gonna help me so much with my overall planning system. So yeah, I'm really excited about this one. And these memo books are great for experiments because they're just so small. You can easily fill them up, and if you change your mind about the system, you just put this aside and get a different one. So yeah, for me has been very useful for my experiments. So as I mentioned in a previous video, I was having a bit of a crisis with my journal, and basically in the whole month of April I haven't made too many spreads. I didn't feel like writing or doodling. I kind of felt that I lost my motivation, my inspiration, all of that, and I really thought that it wouldn't come back because it lasted for like a whole month basically. But I'm happy to announce that I feel that I found my inspiration again, and also my interest for my journal has been renewed basically, and I'm able to now really appreciate it again and to realize how important it is for me and for processing my thoughts. Such an important part of my daily routine. So yeah, I'm really glad that I found my inspiration again and my motivation. And this month I think I'll be a lot more consistent with it because the need to reach my journal has returned, and I don't really have to force it. It's just a need. I wake up and I have the need to start my journal before I start my day, before I start doing any tasks. So yeah, I will be definitely a lot more active with my journal this month. And hopefully I'll keep it up until the end of the year because this is really helpful for me. So yeah, and this is what I have so far, but I'm especially happy with yesterday's spread. I don't know what it was, I just had this inspiration, and even though the spread was green, I had the inspiration to create a fish sort of theme. I don't know where that came from, but I'm very happy with it. So yeah, I'm not sure about today's theme, and my color combination is not the best, but I'm still happy that I have time for my journal today. So yeah, this is it for the journal so far. So after the last video that I did by researching all of the methods to do my task management, I did a few experimentations with layout, but I already had the general concept of what I need. I came up with this one, and this is the final one. Of course, this is just a prototype. I'll be improving this and also getting some better sticky notes because these ones are a little bit random. But as a system, I think it works really well for me. So there is basically 5 parts to this, but I promise it's very simple. I think by explaining it, it looks more complex than it really is. But I think this is the most simple system that I could have come up with but also efficient and actually helps me to organize my tasks. So yeah, there's 5 parts to this. So the first one is the general to-do list. As soon as I think about a task, if I don't write it down, it will just be forgotten. So I needed to have this initial general list where I just come in and write everything that comes to mind. While I'm doing this, I'm just focusing on writing down everything that is in mind, and I'm not focusing on categorizing or determining which one of these is a priority or anything like that. So this is just the initial to-do list. After I write the list, I will come in and categorize the tasks. So here I have 4 categories. This one is for personal tasks like everyday self-care, cleaning tasks and all of that. And then I have 3 different projects that I'm working on right now. So I will basically take all of these to-dos and put them in each category. So I have a better overview of what my tasks are for that week, basically. So as soon as I do that, I'm done with the categorization, but there's no priority to this. So after I do the categorization, I come in and I highlight the ones that I want to do that week and basically the ones that are a priority for me. And those will be transferred to this middle column here, which is basically the in-progress tasks. These are basically the priorities. As soon as I write this list, I need to finally transfer it to my weekly schedule, because here I don't have any concept of deadlines or scheduling or anything like that. This is purely for the tasks. So these tasks need to be transferred to my week. And I think it's convenient to have this as a weekly schedule because I think it aligns better with my overall planning system because it's mostly weekly based. And finally, whenever these tasks are done, so probably at the end of the week on Sunday, I will come back in, transfer all of this to this section, which is everything that is completed, and then replace these tasks with new priorities for next week. I think this is a great system, especially because of the sticky notes. I will never have to use another page. I can always keep my tasks on my first page, and that is just really convenient for me. It saves a lot of paper in terms of your planner. Of course, you do use a lot of sticky notes, but not as many as you think, because these ones don't really change. These ones could be here for the whole month because there's a lot of space to write all of my tasks for my projects for the whole month, maybe even for 2 months. These are the ones that are mostly going to be moved around, so it's not that much of a waste. And it's very convenient for me to have this on the first page. As soon as I open my notebook, I have a very general overview of all of my tasks, but I know that I only have to focus on this list. And to me, it was essential to make decisions on a different day. So basically, by the end of the week, on Sundays most likely, I'll be making all of my decisions. For me, it's quite tiring and overwhelming to make decisions and categorize tasks. So it's great that I can do that on one day when I'm not that busy on a Sunday. And then during the week, I will never have to wonder what kind of tasks I have to do because I have already decided everything that I want to do and my priorities for this specific week. So I think this system is going to work really well for me. It's perfect for my needs because I have very different projects going on, but also want to keep track of my personal everyday to-dos. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. And even though, I don't know, maybe explaining this makes it sound way more complicated, but I think this is the most simplified system I could have ever come up with. So yeah, I really can't wait to officially give this a try for next week. And I'm already very satisfied with this. I tried it last week and it worked really well. So yeah, I'm really excited for next week. And this basically ties in with my final system that I want to implement for next year, which is to have only one notebook as a planner and a journal. So this one is basically an experiment to see if the one notebook system would work for me, which I've already tried with this smaller notebook, and it just worked surprisingly well. And I wanted to try it out with this format, which is the A5 and resembles the Hobonichi Cousin a lot more. So I was considering to get the Hobonichi Cousin, but then I remembered the reason I prefer the plain notebooks, and that is because even though I need the structure, I also need the freedom. And I sometimes find it hard to commit to a specific layout because I never know if I'm going to change my mind or if I would want to experiment with something else. I don't want to restrict myself to a very specific layout. I've decided basically to use this notebook, which is the plain notebook A5 size, along with a memo book, just like this one. What I will do is create my own layout, which will be very similar to this one. I will have a weekly layout, a monthly layout, and a daily layout. And I will be following the Hobonichi Cousin style and the structure of it, and also using some planner kits that I'll be creating in the future. But instead of having a Hobonichi Cousin, I'll just be using a plain notebook. I think that would work a lot better for me. And as a bonus, this is a much cheaper option because the plain notebook is only like $10, I think. So nowhere near the $60 mark for the Hobonichi Cousin. Of course, I know that most people need the structure, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing this unless you're like me and you prefer to do your own structure. But yeah, that is the system that I've decided to follow for next year. And before I start that, I wanted to do this experiment. So essentially simulating how my future system will look like by creating the layout here, the task management system, and also the monthly layout that I haven't done here yet. And this is very important to experiment first because I might find that I don't need the monthly layout, for example. So there's no need to draw that in. I might decide that I need something extra, something that usual planners don't have. So I really want to experiment a lot before I commit to a specific system for next year, but I definitely prefer to have the flexibility and to be able to make my own decisions and make a custom planner / journal. And I'm especially excited because that would mean that I'm basically incorporating two different notebooks, my planner and my journal, in one planner. And that has been my goal from the beginning, so yeah, I'm very excited about this. I did add the memo notebook here because I will probably need some extra space for notes, or I'm not sure yet what I'll be using this for. I'm not sure if I'll be adding anything else to the back because I think that would make it hard to write on this side. So I'll probably just be adding my planner stickers here, but I could also put them on this side as well. And I'll be ordering some kind of sleeve for these ones, so I'll have plenty of space for my stickers. So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really happy that I'm finally closer to deciding what to do for next year's system. So yeah, there will still be a lot of experimentation and changing things up, and also I want to do more research. I'm really on the quest to finding the perfect system here, and I know that's very ambitious, but I believe in myself. I don't know why, but I believe in myself. I think I've done a great job so far, so I'm very confident about this. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.